सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्परां श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्ति। We'll chant the third shloka together. Yato nirvishayasya manaso muktirishyate ato nirvishayam nityam manah karyam mumukshuna nirasta vishayasangam saniruddham manoradi yada yatyatmano bhavam tada tat paramam padam तावदेव निरोद्धव्यं यावद्धृदिगतं क्षयं एतज्ज्ञानं च ध्यानं च शेषो न्यायश्च विस्तरः। As we have seen in the beginning of this text, that this text is presenting the bondage and freedom in the language of mind. It is not something that Swamiji in other Upanishad, it is said Brahma Vedapnoti Param Jnanena Mokshaha. Here it is not coming like that. It is just a different language. Language is different. Content cannot be different. So here also, when we say that the mind is to be made nirvishayam karyam, what does it mean? The mind is to be made relatively free from the desire and fancies by some preliminary sadhanas, viveka. And then the root cause for this desire and fancy is the sattadhyasaha and apurnatva drishti or apurnatva bhavana. This is considering the thought of considering oneself to be limited. That is to be removed, and that will happen only by knowledge. And therefore, basic message is the same as other Upanishads. Otherwise, people will think Swamiji, sadhana of Amritabindu is different. Then you will have a conflict which sadhana to choose for moksha. Amritabindu Upanishad sadhana or Mundaka Upanishad. So it is not that, it is the same thing. So nirvishayam nityam manaha karyam. So here language is of the mind, manaha. But when this type of language is used, one needs to be careful. We need not become so much bothered about this mind. Swamiji, my mind is a problem, mind is a problem, mind is a problem. So you do not have this idea of mind becoming problematic. When will I solve this mind problem? I have only mind problem. So it creates another obsession. And therefore, we look upon the problem objectively and do what is to be done. That is the approach of a mature person. Accept the facts and do what is to be done. Which is Swamiji's one quote is there, I like very much. The first thing that makes a person a mature person is the capacity to accept facts and do what is to be done. So similarly in sadhana also same approach. that we see that the mind has got this wrong conclusions and it needs to be corrected. They need to be corrected by right understanding. Avichara kruto bandha vicharena nivartate. In Panchadashi, Vidyaranya Swami says, avichara kruto bandha. Our bondage is because of wrong thinking. Vicharena. By right thinking, it goes away. All right. And then in the fourth sloka, it was said that when this mind which is made free from this obsessive desires and sankalpa, and then it resolves into the heart, and when it abides in Atma alone, then it attains Paramam Padam, because the Atma Swarupa, the nature of Atma is existence, consciousness, which is the nature of Brahman. So what is the sadhana suggested? First, you make the mind relatively free from desires and fancies, then attain the knowledge of the true nature of the mind, which is represented sometimes by ahankara. What is the true nature of ahankara? This Atma. Let the mind, ahankara, abide in Atma. And that abidance in Atma is attainment of Paramam Padam. That is the essence of this shloka. And then to emphasize this point, this is the sadhana. It is said, Tavadeva nirodhavyam yavad dhrudi gatam kshayam. The mind is to be restrained, directed in a particular way, on the particular path. How long? Yavad hridi gatam kshayam. Until it attains the resolution. Kshayam is resolution. Gatam is attain, hridi, in the heart. How long you have to be careful about driving? Until the car reaches in the garage. After garage, car is reached, you don't have to worry that what tire and all this is okay, everything okay. So right now, mind is wandering everywhere, therefore we have to direct from different objects. Some of them are not conducive to the moksha, not moksha friendly. From those objects we have to withdraw the mind and put it on the right objects, Shastra Chintanam, etc. That type of nirodha is required. But once it is abiding, then Atma samsam manakrutva na kinchidapi chintayet. In Bhagavad Gita, 6th chapter, while talking about this contemplation, yato yato nischarati manaschanchalamassthiram tatastato niyamyetad atmanyeva vasham nayet. So, when mind is going away, then you bring it back. But once it is abiding in the Atma, then you don't have to worry, oh, I started my dhyanam but without Guru Namaskara. You don't have to think. Why I forget? Not necessary. Once it is abiding, then all sadhanas have paid off. That is said here, etad jnanam cha dhyanam cha. This is the jnanam. This is the jnanam is, this is the result of the study of Shastra. And this is dhyanam. This is the result of all meditations. What is the result of meditation? Mind is withdrawn from everything else and now abiding in Atma. And even if physically entertaining the thoughts of Atma, but these thoughts of Anatma, thoughts of object, still the reality is not given to the objects, and therefore mind is still abiding in Atma. When this awareness is there, that all the objects which are the objects of the thought of the mind, they are mithya, Atma alone is satyam, then dhyanam also has paid off. Sheshaha means other sadhanas are reasoning. So many other things are talked about. They are reasoning for explaining why one should go to Atma and what is the nature of Atma. It is just details. It is just reasoning for explanation. Vistaraha, others are just details. We need not bother about those details. Swamiji, in that Upanishad it is said that Rai and Prana are the first factors in creation. In other places it is said Akasha. In Chandogya it is said is Agni. So we need not bother about it. When we have reached the destination, other things are just details. We need not be obsessed about, we need not worry about. All right. Now, when a person understands Brahman as oneself, person becomes Brahman. That particular idea is given in the next shloka. Brahma yathatmya vidaha tadbhavapatti maha. So Upanishad Brahma Yogin, he says, the knower of Brahman attains Brahman. That idea is given in the next shloka. Naiva chintyam na cha chintyam na chintyam chintyameva cha pakshapata vinirmuktam brahma sampadyate tada. So the literal meaning, if we see the first line, Naiva Chintyam Brahma. Brahma should not be thought at all. Naiva Chintyam. Brahma should not be thought at all. Nacha Chintyam. And it is not that Brahman is not to be thought about. Na Chintyam. It should not be thought. But it should be thought. Chintyameva cha. What a paradox, contradiction. See, Naiva Chintyam, Brahman should not be thought. Brahman should not be thought at all, should not be thought, indeed, eva. Nacha Chintyam, and it is not that it is not to be thought. Na Chintyam, should not be thought. It should be thought. Chintyameva cha. So it is something like you go and ask, Swamiji, shall I go to Anaikatti? You should not go. You have come to the camp. Then afterwards, but it is not that one should not go. But of course you should not go. But I don't say that you should not go. So what confusion. In fact, we have such sentences in so many Upanishads. Tade jati, tanne jati, tad dure, tadvantike. That this Brahma Tattvam moves, does not move. It is very far up. No, it is very close by. So what we understand? That is why this studying the Shastra by oneself doesn't work. Because if you see the dictionary meaning, what will you get? It is to be thought or not to be thought? Kuch ek batao. So tell me one. He said no, both. So that is why it has to be understood in a particular way. Let us see how. Na eva chintyam. Here we have to supply Brahma. Brahma should not be thought as an object apart from oneself. Swatirekena etat naiva chintyam. Brahma should not be thought as an object different from oneself. That is what most of the people think. That, oh, Brahman is very bright object. It will come to my meditation one day. In that manner, Brahma na chintyam. Brahma should not be thought as an object apart from oneself. Why? Because it is not apart from oneself. Swamatratvat. It is oneself only. Therefore, it should not be thought as an object apart from oneself. Because if you think in that manner, you are on spiritual trip. Oh, when will I get this Brahman? And you will remain eternally seeker. As long as you are seeing Brahman as an object, you remain a seeker only. And therefore, naiva chintyam. Brahman should not be thought as an object apart from oneself. Should not be thought as an object. Should not be thought as different from oneself. Does it mean that we should not have any contemplation on Brahman? It's a contradiction, because in Shastra it is said, Atma va are nididhyasitavyaha. The self should be meditated upon. And if we don't do this Atma Vichara, Atma Dhyanam, how Atma Dhyanam can come? We have been told several times, you should spend more and more time on Atma Chintanam. And now you say that Atma should not be thought. What is this? You go to dining hall but don't eat. It's something like that. So, Atma or Brahman, it is not to be thought than what? For all sadhanas. Why all sadhanas are talked about? Therefore it says, nacha achintyam. And it is not that Brahman is not to be contemplated upon. Means, for moksha, Brahman needs to be contemplated upon, but not as an object, but as oneself. To convey this message, this contradiction is used. Nacha achintyam. And na chintyam. Brahman should not be thought having some attribute. Brahman is having some bright light, or Brahman is having some fragrance. In that manner, Brahma na chintyam. Savisheshataya na chintyam. Savishesha means with attributes. We always want some attribute to Brahman. Brahman is good. So, Brahman does not have goodness also. So, does it mean he is bad or something? No, that also is not there. So, na chintyam means Brahma should not be thought as attributed, having some attributes, light, etc. Then, chintyam evacha. Brahman should be thought as nirvishesha, free from all attributes. Ashabdam, asparsham, arupam, arasam, agandham, atmaswarupam. In this manner, it should be thought over. Chintyam eva, swayam eva iti chintyam, nirvishesha eva iti chintyam. Brahman is free from attributes and it is myself. In this manner, it should be thought. And when a person understands this Brahma, what type of Brahma? Pakshapata vinirmuktam Brahma. Veda we have to supply. When a person knows this Brahman, not as an object, but as oneself, and that Brahman is Pakshapata vinirmuktam, free from all this categorization, chintya or achintya. It doesn't follow this regular categorization. People ask this question, is this Brahman everything? Shastra may say no. But does it mean everything is different from Brahma? No. Means everything is not different from Brahman, but Brahman does not have the status of becoming everything. Like all waves are water, but water does not have waveness. Similarly, everything is not away from Brahman, not separate from Brahman, cannot exist apart from Brahman, but at the same time, Brahman has not transformed to become everything. Thus, Brahman is Pakshapata Vinirmuktam. It is free from all this particularization, that it is this only, It can be said this much only. No. In 9th chapter, Bhagavan said, Masthani sarva bhutani. All the beings are in me. Oh, you must be heavily loaded. Everything is in you. Immediately next sentence he said, Nacha masthani bhutani. All bhutas are not in me. In me, all bhutas are not there. Better to say this way. In me, all bhutas are not there. All bhutas are in me, but in me, all bhutas are not there. Like water can say, all waves are in me, but in me, all waves are not there. What does it mean? In me, all waves are not there means, in my true nature, waveness is not there. My nature is what? H2O. In H2O, waveness is not a property. Waveness is not the property of H2O. So, for water to be water, it doesn't have to become a wave. That is called wave is not there in water. But waves to remain wave, it has to be non-separate from water. Therefore, waves are in water, but in water, waves are not there. All right. So, that is why Brahman is what? Pakshapata Vinirmuktam. You cannot say in a particular way. People will ask that, does Brahman move? No, Brahman doesn't move. Does it mean it is sitting in one place? No, it does not sit in one place. It is everywhere. So, does it move? We say no. Does it mean it is only one place? No. So, neither it is moving nor it is situated in one place. Pakshapata Vinirmuktam. That is why initially when people are studying Vedanta, they have got confusion. Sometimes Swamiji you say that everything is in Brahma, and again you say Brahman is free from everything. What is this? So slowly this particular paradoxical language is understood. In fact, when paradoxical language does not create confusion, then you have understood Vedanta. Otherwise, if paradoxical language creates problem, then you need to inquire little more. Pakshapata Vinirmuktam Brahma yada Veda tada Brahma Sampadyate. Then one becomes Brahma. Becomes Brahma means what? He owns up himself to be Brahman. In Mundakopanishad also it is said, Brahma Veda Brahmaiva Bhavati. One who knows Brahma becomes Brahma. And becomes is within quote. Means, he becomes Brahma means he becomes free from the notion of being away from Brahman. Like the 10th man, when he is told that you are the 10th man, does he become the 10th man? No. But he had this notion that I have to search, I have to look for the 10th man. I am somebody who is the seeker, 10th man is the sought. That type of division is removed, and that is figuratively called as becoming the 10th man. Similarly, this person, Brahma Sampadyate, becomes Brahma, becomes free from all sense of limitations. Now, in the next shloka, certain sadhana is given for making the mind nirvishayam. Now, our nirvishayam we have explained. So, nirvishayam is free from desire, sankalpa, free from wrong conclusions. That type of nirvishayam, to make the mind, certain sadhanas are prescribed. And one sadhana is Omkara Dhyanam. That Omkara Dhyanam as a sadhana is talked about in the next shloka. Swarena sandhayed yogam aswaram bhavayet param अस्वरेणानुभावेन नाभावो भावयिष्यते. So here Omkara sadhana, Omkara dhyanam is prescribed as a sadhana. And with the help of Omkara, one can meditate upon Saguna Brahma. Saguna Brahma means Brahman with attributes. And with the help of Omkara, one can contemplate on Nirguna Brahma as well. Parancha paramevacha. Param also, aparam also. And this is very beautifully presented. Why this Saguna Brahman is talked about in Shastra? He says, Nirvishesham param brahma sakshat kartum anishvaraha ye mandaha te anukampyante savishesha nirupanaihi. So very beautifully said that some people who are not the best mandaha, for them Nirvishesham param brahma, who are they? Nirvishesham param brahma sakshat kartum anishvara. Anishvara means incapable. They are incapable of appreciating attributeless, limitless Brahma. Nirvishesham is attributeless. Param Brahma means limitless Brahman. Attributeless, limitless Brahma, they are not capable of appreciating directly, immediately, as oneself. See, studying Vedanta, many people are able to do for some time, for quite some time. But understanding that, and understanding with this clarity and conviction that I am consciousness which is free from all limitations, that takes time. The subject matter of Vedanta is myself, that internalization takes time. Because we have orientation of objectifying the subject matter. You studied physics. In physics you study different forces, but you do not identify with any force. I am electromagnetic or something, gravity or something. No. You study it as an object. Chemicals, NaCl, whatever, Cu, S, whatever, oxygen, all these you studied as what? Object. So, whatever subject, when you go to engineering, you machine you study, the structures you study, all of them what? Object. Software you study, nowadays we have to include them also. So, software you study as an object. I am a software, you don't feel. I am a hardware also, I don't feel. So, I am studying software. Therefore, we have this orientation of externalizing the subject matter. Anything we study, we externalize. And it is not our fault, because so far that is how we have studied. Therefore, what happens? When it comes to this Atma Jnanam, that orientation continues. Orientation of externalizing the subject matter continues. And therefore, people write notes, people can make chart also, PowerPoint presentation, all these they do. But this, it is me, this Brahman, Atma which is being talked about is me, that type of appreciation doesn't happen most of the time. I am the hero of the story of Vedanta. That doesn't come. All Vedanta is talking about me. I am the hero of the story. And therefore what? Sakshat kartum anishvaraha. The externalization happens and therefore I am Brahman. That doesn't happen. Brahman is what? Satyam. Satyam is what? Yadrupena yannishitam tadrupam navyabhichariti tat satyam. You can give all definition also. I just gave one definition. In the Upanishad Bhashyam it comes. But I am that Satyam, Brahma, that doesn't come. And that is why Pujya Swamiji, he generally did not support the idea of giving this PowerPoint presentation on Vedanta. You can show other things, some cultural things, some temples, some other ideas, okay. But Atma, Om, plus this and is equal to this, he said it is not good. He did not do it. He did not support. Therefore, you will not see generally in ashram we are presenting all PowerPoint. It's very attractive. Some people will like it. Some is chart, you know. The chart and chart, some people like. Chart, you know what is chart? Okay. Chart is one item, Indian dish, very delicious one. Okay. You know that what is chart? Huh? Oh, very good. Then I need not ask anybody. So, but this chart is okay, but chart, it creates that orientation. Even though it is very tempting, because people, I tell you, if I show it on chart, everybody's attention will be there. Or something, you know. Still, we don't do that. Why? Because we think Atma is something, you know, like physics, chemistry, this is Vedanta. No. So, when that sakshatkara kartum anishvaraha, te mandaha anukampyante, they are showered with grace by our shastras. How? Savishesha nirupanehi, by the presentation of the attributed reality. Reality is attributeless, but attributes are attributed to the reality. And it is presented as Ishvara, is it presented in the form of Hiranyagarbha, Virat, etc. These are the names of Ishvara, okay? Don't bother about Hiranyagarbha, Virat. I just came to my mind, so I told. So, Ishvara. And here, in the first quarter, the meditation on Ishvara with the help of Omkara is talked about. Swarena. Swara refers to here Omkara, sound. Sound Om. With the help of Swara, Om, Omkara, Sandhayet Yogam. Here yoga means each Savisheshvara, Savishesha Ishvara Asmi iti Anusandhanam. So, yoga means association with the Lord. Savishesha Ishvara Anusandhanam. Sandhayet, should establish. One should establish one's mental connection with the Lord. Yoga means connection. So, one should establish one's connection with the Lord with the help of Omkara. The word Omkara, actually word is not Omkara, okay? Word is Om only. Kara we just add, like how is the Shri Devadatta, like that. So, word is Om. And this word Om refers to Paramatma. Basic root meaning is Avati Rakshati iti Om. Avati Rakshati iti Om. From Avat Dhatu it is derived. So, Om means the one who protects. And the ultimate protector is what? The Lord only. Yoga Kshemam Vahamyaham, Bhagavan only. Therefore, Om means Ishvara, Paramatma, who is protecting the entire world. This is one meaning, Tatvartha, based on the root. Second meaning is based on the constituents. It has got three matra. From the standpoint of sound, it has got three matras, three units. First one is what? A. Not a. A. Second is what? U. Third is what? We have to say. That third is makara. Ma, like half ma they call it. A, U, and just to facilitate the pronunciation we say A, U, but actually A, U, Akara, to make it easy, Akara, Ukara, Makara. These three constitute Omkara. It is that is how our Shastra presents Omkara. But we should not pronounce like this. Aum, Aum. There is a dog like this sound like. Some ashram they chant like this. Aum. You can say Aum, Aum, Aum. Just to separate them, we may refer to it. But you are doing japa of Omkara, then you should not say Aum, Aum, Aum. You should not say. Omkara japa is generally prescribed for sannyasis. The reason is that, just by the way, that Omkara, the japa, so much of sannyasis are supposed to do Omkara about 21,000. Most of the sannyasi don't do it. I am also not doing. So, so much, I mean, as much as possible. When Swamiji gave sannyasa, he told as much as possible. All right. So, Omkara is generally for sannyasi because it gives lot of vairagya. Traditionally it is said that Omkara japa gives very strong vairagya. And a person is in grahastha shrama, strong vairagya, both of them they get no problem. But one gets, other doesn't get. Then a lot of conflicts come. And therefore we generally say in grahastha shrama, better you chant some mantra with Om but not pure Om. Like some pure acid, it is highly strong, Pure acid concentrated is very strong. Therefore what we do pour water. Similarly here we pour water of other mantras. All right. By the way, so Omkara has got these three. Now some people will, I know the people, Swamiji, I am alone now, so I am like sannyasi only. Or even if I get vairagya, my husband doesn't mind, already he has got vairagya for me. So can I chant this? Okay, that we will deal case by case. Okay. And this, because question must be coming, therefore I am addressing. Because you have to wait till night satsang. So I am just giving. All right. That A, U, Ma, Makara. A stands for the entire gross universe with Atma, with Brahman. Brahman, the ultimate reality seen along with the gross universe, is called Virat. And that Virat, cosmic being, English translation what? Cosmic being, is represented by A. In Tamil Nadu generally they say A. It's not A. A. Not A. A. A is different. A. So, cosmic being, Virat Purusha, is represented by A. And Atma, Brahman, with the subtle universe. We have seen subtle body, individual subtle body, 17 parts, this morning we saw. So, all put together, and if any subtle entity all put together is called subtle universe. Brahman seen with subtle universe is called Hiranyagarbha. Hiranyagarbha. Hiranya means gold. Garbha means one whose form. So one whose form is shining like gold means one who is endowed with all knowledge. That is called Hiranyagarbha. Hiranyameva Dhanam Garbhe Yasya. That is Hiranyagarbha. So one who has got knowledge, all knowledge is called Hiranyagarbha. So Paramatma with the subtle universe is called Hiranyagarbha. All knowing Paramatma with the entire subtle universe. Virat means what? Vividam Rajate iti Virat. That which is shining variously. Mountains, rivers, the sky, all of them, that is Virat. And this is Hiranyagarbha. The third one is Brahman with the unmanifest universe. Unmanifest means what? When you are sleeping, what happens? Your this individuality is resolved. Your world is resolved in unmanifest state. And as it happens at the individual level, similarly it happens at the cosmic level also. We have got pralaya. And in that pralaya what happens? The entire gross universe and entire subtle universe remain unmanifest, avyakta. And Paramatma with that unmanifest universe, gross and subtle, is called Antaryami or Ishvaraha. So Paramatma with unmanifest, gross and subtle universe is called Antaryami sometimes or Ishvaraha. And that is represented by Makara. Hiranyagarbha is represented by Ukara. Virat by Akara, Hiranyagarbha by Ukara, and Antaryami is represented by Makara. And here meditation suggested is, I am Brahma with all three media of manifestation. In Sanskrit we use the word Upadhi. The gross universe is called Upadhi. In English the word is adjunct or media of manifestation. Then the subtle universe also is Upadhi. Causal universe is Upadhi. So Paramatma has got three Upadhi, three adjuncts, three associated factors. And Paramatma with all three of factors is called Saguna Ishvara or Saguna Brahma. So Saguna Brahma means Virat, Hiranyagarbha and Ishvara. Now meditation is what? I am Saguna Brahma, represented by A, U, Ma. So what you have to do? You have to form a connection in your mind between Akara, Ukara and Makara and this Virat, Hiranyagarbha and Ishvara. And finally you say, I am Saguna Brahma represented by Om. So Om means Saguna Brahma having these three cosmic or total Upadhi. And in this manner the meditation is to be done with the help of Om. So first you form the connection between Om and Saguna Brahma. Then afterwards when you chant Om, you understand what? Saguna Brahman only. I am Saguna Brahma. Om. I am Saguna Brahma. Om. So you have to form the connection, and when you form connection, then what happens? When you chant Om, this idea comes. Like sometimes, the house owner and the attendant help, they have got understanding. When they say bring, that's all. When we say bring, he will bring exactly what master wants. Because between bring and that thing, connection is formed. Cheez lao, bring things. You understand, things means money. So he will bring money only. Between the word things and money, connection is formed. In Bombay language, they don't say 1 lakh and all this. Petty, box, that is how they say. 1 crore means 1 box. Something like that. Khokha, something they use the word. So they have own language. Bole ke 5 petty laya. Petty means box. Today I brought 5 boxes. So you take it very simply, 5 boxes, empty boxes laya. Nahi, he brought 5 crores. So how connection is formed? For this deal, how much will you take? 5 petty. So you understand, हाँ. तो बोले 5 कोई समझता नहीं तो 5 बॉक्स लेके आ जाएगा. बोलो काम हो जाएगा. नहीं, it will not happen. So similarly here you form a connection. For that you require a lot of practice. What practice? You say Om and I am Saguna Brahma, Saguna Ishvara. I am Saguna Ishvara. Om. I am Saguna Ishvara. Om. So then afterwards you chant Om and it comes to you. In this manner, the upasana is to be done with the help of Omkara. That is said here, Swarena Sandhayed Yogam. Then, Aswarena Anubhavena Aswaram Param Bhavayet. Now, Nirguna Brahma Dhyanam is talked about. Bhavayet means one should meditate upon. Param, limitless Nirguna Brahma, which is Aswaram, soundless. Sound stands for all attribute. So one should meditate upon soundless, attributeless, Param, limitless Brahma. How? Aswarena Anubhavena. Anubhava means meditation. So one should meditate with the help of the contemplation, which is Aswarena, with the help of silence dimension of Omkara. Aswara means silence. With the help of silence, one does contemplation, and with the help of that contemplation, one should meditate upon Aswaram, attributeless, Param, limitless Brahma. So one should meditate upon the limitless, attributeless Brahman with the help of the contemplation, which is done with the help of Aswara, silence. Swara means sound, Aswara means non-sound, silence. Swara, Shabdaha na vidyate yasmin, Aswara. And to understand this, we have to understand the content, some aspects of Mandukya Upanishad. In Mandukya Upanishad, Atma is presented as Chatushpat. Vishwa, Tejasa, Prajna. Correspondingly, we can say this Vaishwanara, then Hiranyagarbha and Ishvara. These are the 3 padas, quarters, aspects. The 4th pada is called Turiya. So Atma has got 4 aspects: Vaishwanara, Vishwa Vaishwanara, then Tejasa, Hiranyagarbha, and this Prajna, Ishvara, and Turiyam. The 4th pada is called Turiyam. In the evening we are going to see the word Turiyam. Turiyam means, literally Turiyam means the 4th. But this 4th one is not different from the first 3. The 4th one is in and through the first 3, but having distinct nature. Since it has got distinct nature, therefore it is called the fourth, but it is not fourth in primary sense. Therefore, chaturtham manyante. It is considered to be the fourth. And what is that Turiyam? Turiyam is the true nature of Atma. What really Atma is called Turiyam. What Atma appears to be in different states, that is called these three padas. Atma, when associated with the gross upadhi, then it is called Vishwa or Vaishvanara. When associated with subtle upadhi, it is called Tejasa Hiranyagarbha. Associated with the Karana upadhi, it is called Prajna or Ishvara. So, with reference to or in association with upadhi or adjunct associates, Atma has got three versions: Vishwa, Tejasa, Prajna, or Vaishvanara, Hiranyagarbha, Ishvara. But by itself, what it is? That is called Turiyam. So, Turiya is the true nature of Atma. What really Atma is called Turiyam. It is something like an actor is playing three roles: king, minister, and a begging person. We don't call generally beggar. Puja Swami said beggar is a begging person. He happens to be doing a job. You are doing job of manager, all this. He is doing the job of begging. He considers the business only. He doesn't think he is unemployed. He is doing. What are you doing? I am doing begging. And sometimes he may have more money than you. We have heard stories. Anyway, so he is playing these three roles. And by itself, it is free from all the three status. Suppose actor, one actor, his name is Devadatta. So how will I introduce that? That king is one aspect of this actor based on a particular role. Similarly, ministry another aspect, begging person another aspect. But by itself what? He is a person, a human being having this much height. That is Turiya Swarupa. So what an actor really is, that is called Turiya Swarupa of that actor. What he is with reference to the roles he is playing, they are called first three padas. Similarly, Atma with reference to gross body, subtle body, causal body, he is Vishwa, Tejasa, Prajna. By itself it is Satchidananda. That Satchidananda is called Turiya. And that Turiya is Brahma. And that Turiya is represented by silence dimension of Omkara. It is called Amatra. In Mandukya language, it is called Amatra. Amatra means silence. So the silence represents this Turiyam, Nirgunam Brahma. Therefore it is said, Aswarenanu Bhavena. With the help of the contemplation done using this silence or based on silence, one should meditate upon the attributeless Brahman. So initially you meditate on Saguna Brahma, later on you meditate on Nirguna Brahma. And here one possible doubt is answered in the next quarter. The answer is that if Brahman is not having attributes, then it must be zero. Because any entity we see has got some attribute. Right or wrong, bright or dull, but attributes are always there. Anything we observe, we always think about property. We do the analysis of anything in terms of property. So, yatra yatra sattvam tatra tatra visheshaha. Wherever existence is there, there is attribute. And this Brahman, if it does not have attribute, it should be what? Zero. It should be non-existence. For that it is said, na abhavaha bhava ishyate. Bhavaha, Brahman is, bhavaha means of the nature of existence. Ishyate, accepted, na abhavaha. not non-existence. So, even though Brahman is free from attributes, but it is accepted as existence and not non-existence. Na abhavaha, not non-existence. By this, what is the message conveyed? That all attributed entities have their adhishthanam, their basis in Brahman. And the adhishthanam of the superimposed entities cannot be zero. We have never seen that there is superimposition on non-existence. Superimposition is always on existent entity. And therefore, this basis of everything, adhishthanam of everything Brahma, bhava ishyate, na abhava ishyate. The technical query is answered. And now, since by Omkara Dhyanam, one attains this abidance in Brahma and thereby abidance, one attains Brahma, therefore what is to be done? That is said in the next mantra. Tadeva nishkalam Brahma nirvikalpam niranjanam tad brahmahamiti jnatva brahma sampadyate dhruvam. Tadeva nishkalam Brahma. That is, that aswaram, that attributeless Brahman, which is indicated by the silence of Omkara, that alone is nishkalam Brahma. Nishkalam means it is partless. In Shastra, sometimes the Saguna Ishvara is talked about as Shodashakala Purusha, having 16 digits. So here it is said, this Brahman is free from any part, nishkalam, partless. Nirvikalpam, free from any variety. Brahman does not have any variety, good Brahman, bad Brahman, big Brahman, small Brahman, free from any such variety. And also free from any vikalpa, subject-object division is not there. That idea is conveyed by nirvikalpam. Niranjanam. Niranjanam means untainted. See, when freshly some wall is painted, then you go near that and lean on that. What happens? If your shirt or something wearing, your shirt will be tainted. Painted or tainted, whatever you call it. But Brahman is Niranjanam. Niranjanam means untainted by any impurity anywhere. Physical impurities cannot touch Brahman, mental impurity also cannot touch Brahman. So, if body is dirty, body is always dirty. You cannot have 100% clean body. Can you have? Good, I am happy you convinced. You cannot have. So by the time you take bath, even towel you wipe, that towel itself has bacteria and all. Some dust particle will be there. So body will have impurity. What about the mind? Mind also will have impurities. But Atma, which is Brahman, is ever free from being tainted by those impurities. That's a very beautiful thing. I am Niranjanam. I am Niranjanam Brahma. Anything happened anywhere, I continue to be untainted Niranjanam. Tad, that Brahma which is of this nature, Aham, I am, iti gnatva, that Nishkala, Nirvikalpa, Niranjana Brahma I am, in this manner having understood, Brahma Sampadyate, one attains Brahman, Dhruvam definitely. or Dhruvam Brahma Sampadyate. One attains this changeless Brahman or Nityam Brahma. So by knowing Brahma, one attains Brahma. Now in the next shloka, further description of Brahman will be given, which we'll see in the next class. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om.